What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mostly Movies podcast with Nick and Christian. He's Nick, I'm Christian, coming to you from the brand new Airbnb at an undisclosed location, the new digs, the new studio, I should say. And today, guys, we have a very special episode because we are discussing Happy Gilmore 2. A movie, no, not Happy Gilmore 2, but Happy Gilmore 1 is a movie we both hold, I think, very close to our hearts. It's probably a movie I've seen more than any other movie, actually. I was thinking about that.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
And, of course, starring, he needs no mention, the Sandman, the Sandler. We all know. And everybody else that acts or even doesn't act, it was in this movie. So, but before we get into that, guys, please head over to thescreengods.com for all of Nick's latest movie reviews and our full library of podcast episodes. You can find it all at thescreengods.com. And of course, you can always find us on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, IG, and X for more clips, reels, and other fun content. Brother, I defeated IKEA today. I ran the gauntlet. And I was skeptical because I was putting together a dresser. I'm very worried. I was worried about the wheels and the drawers, but 5 hours later, and what do you know? Presto changeo. We got furniture in here. But yeah, I felt like all of today. You remember Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yeah,
that's how I felt
once a year.
That's how I felt today, where I was just like, I have 12 hours to go to the gym, go back to the old Airbnb, get back downtown to pick up my IKEA furniture, get back to the house to assemble the IKEA furniture, mount a TV, and then get on this podcast because, God damn it, we would never miss a week, guys.
That's right. Consistency, baby.
And I was thinking about it, too. The villain in almost in Grand Theft Auto, Gone in 60 Seconds, I remember him being like Eastern European. Am I kind of right there?
Yeah, he is.
But then he pronounces cars like a Bostonian. He goes, I need 50 cars. You got to get me 50 cars.
Yes, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's very strange.
I think it's just,
like,
Boston's not the only place that talks like that.
Well, no, but that was the only word he pronounced that way, though. He didn't pronounce any other R's, that way. So I was thinking about that earlier when I was like, I'm going to make a Gone in 60 Seconds reference tonight.
Reference?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. At one point, you blew my mind because I like I said a second ago, I watch this movie like once a year, maybe not once a year, once every 3 years. And I mentioned it to you maybe a couple of years ago, and you were just like, you had a hankering for it, huh? And I was like, yeah. And then I said something about the bad guy, and you like rattled off his actual name, his not the actor name, but the villain's character name. The character name. You had it, and I could not believe it. Anyway, just for reference,
either. You're blowing my own mind.
Now you don't know, but his name was Raymond Calitri in the.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Raymond Calitri down on 7th.
Yeah. Sure. My friend Bob Sacramento. Yeah. Yeah. But so it's funny because you've brought him that villain up more than once. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't actually say in IMDb like what he's supposed to be, but he has an accent in a lot of other ways. So
yeah,
right.
And the other thing too, I was like, you know what? Stealing 50 cars in the middle of the night, if you have the tools, not that hard. I don't think. It wasn't that crazy of a task now that I looking back on it.
Are you out of your mind? They had to locate the cars too in 12 hours.
Well, they had no problem. I said,
and these were like rare cars, like they were trying to find.
Yeah, but they were breaking into them, no problem.
Well, I think what it really comes down to is the resources. You have to have a lot of guys in that movie. They did. They had a lot of guys
and gals. But yeah, let's.
We're not here to talk about that movie, so
no. But I have talking with our group chat today. I'm like, I might have more to say about this movie than any other previous movie in our pantheon, I guess, or is that the word? I don't know.
Portfolio, maybe. I don't know about pantheon.
I think pantheon works, right? In our pantheon.
I actually don't know what pantheon means. I know it's. I
don't either. I'm not too sure, but it sounded right, so I'm going with it. In our pantheon of podcasts, we might have the most to say about this, or at least I will. And I don't really know where. To begin. I think we both agree that the first half was extremely solid and well done, although I have some gripes about the storyline, which I'll get to. And then, like, it's a common theme on our show, the third act, it falls apart. Which is a pretty
we'll get into
common theme. But the cameos were all 10 out of 10. And that's what this movie really was just nostalgia and cameos. And I think that's all I don't think I was let down by it. But yeah, I think we all went into it, or you should go into it with pretty low expectations if you're a huge fan of the first one. But I thought story-wise, and there's going to be spoilers here, guys, so if you haven't seen it, the whole world's seen it, so fuck you. We're giving spoilers on this one. I did not like them killing the wife off in that way. I thought there could have been... I don't mind killing the wife off, but the fact that it was within, 1 to 2 minutes...
Right.
Of the opening scene.
Immediately, pretty much, yeah.
And I didn't like how they made it his fault. And it didn't make, like... I get that they were going for a laugh there. That didn't get me. I was actually disappointed. I don't know about you, but as soon as she died, I was like immediately disappointed. I didn't mind, because either way, they could have made him sad and an alcoholic. Like, the whole story could have been the exact same, just changing her cause of death. Like, I think natural, like a disease or something sad like that would have actually been an even better emotional hook. Because that wasn't an emotional hook to me to get me invested in the movie. It actually it completely took me out of it. And as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, I know what we're in for. This is not going to be as grounded as the first one. And that's what makes the first one so great, because it is outrageous. But at the same time, it does have this grounded storyline kind of behind it.
Yes.
Where this one, they just said, fuck that. We're just going to go full nostalgia. But... So I didn't care for that, but yeah, the cameos. I mean, John Daly. I don't know, who was your favorite cameo? Let's get into that.
Yeah, so I have some overarching thoughts, but I don't want to get into all those yet because I'm gonna wait till you're done with your overarching thing. But
yeah, I liked how they were going for the PGA Tour versus the Live Golf Tour thing. I just don't know. I don't understand why they took it so far over the top. Because if they just would have kept it to that, it would have been fine. But then, like, genetically altering the golfers on the other tour, the fucking CGI, the fireworks, just all of it at the end, it was so over the top. And also, I didn't like how they didn't make Happy Gilmore an elite golfer again. He sucked the entire movie. Outside of, like, 3 or 4 good shots that he had, he was just drunk he was fucked up the entire time. And I'm not even sure if he he kind of redeemed himself, I guess, but they made him out to be a piece of shit. And I didn't care for that at all. I think if they just would have gone with the alcoholic route, and by the way, I love the bit of just endless different containers of alcohol.
That's probably
the best bit.
We're going to say this a lot over the coming year. That's again one of those things that Wes Anderson wishes he could pull off.
Yeah,
that's exactly
100%. What he was.
That's your hand grenade, but way freaking better.
Yeah,
way better.
Yeah, that bit was great, but yeah, I feel like they could have done all that and then still given him a way better redemption story. It wasn't as feel good as I wanted it to be. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I start popping off, let's circle back to the cameos at the end after I go. But we got to do a heat meter rating, and it's 5 flames. What are you giving this thing?
I don't think you can give it more than 3.
Would you give it less, or do you feel like it's sacrilegious because it's a sequel and the bar was so low you have no choice but to give it a 3?
I would give it a 3 because for what it was actually a decent sequel. Like, I didn't hate it. I came away from it, thinking it was pretty decent. But again, it's just the first half of it. So I can't give it more than a 3. I can't, because the storyline outside of making Shooter McGavin and him come back together again, I really enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, everything else story wise, I can't give it more. You just can't. It's not that good of a movie. It's just it's not.
So
sequel, if you're asking me as a sequel, 3.5. I'll bump it up an extra 0.5.
All right. So I said to our group chat, and it's becoming more and more true by the hour. What I said is because our daughter, one of my daughters who lives in Ohio, sent us a saying like, what'd you guys think? And so she started this whole thing, this thread this morning, and there's a lot of back and forth, and then I said, I think the more I reflect on this, the more annoyed I'm gonna get, and it's definitely the case. Like, the more we think about and you kind of, the plot itself, we understand why they went with the whole rival golf thing, because they're going off of the heels of the LIV versus PGA thing. Totally topical, totally makes sense to lean into it because it is a golf movie. Totally get it. And they had golfers from both sides, which was also cool. They had the PGA guys, and then they had the LIV guys, all the cameos, right? So we'll get into the cameos. So we understand why they did it. But you kind of touched on it, where the way the wife dies is, I don't even know if over the top is the right term. It's like under the top in my head. It was such a lazy way to kill her off. And that's, not only was it lazy, to your point, you get no emotional connection to it. So anyway.
Well, and I'll touch on that because she was such a likable character. And I think they underestimated that. And I think when they were like, it'll be funny if we kill her off. And then I was like, no, I liked her. And it added to the entire story. So because you're 100% right, because I didn't really think about it that way, but you're right, because people think that the first movie, when you look back at it, was really about his grandma, and it was, but his motivation to not, if we remember, the motivation for him to control his rage was Virginia Bennett. She was the one that was keeping him grounded. She was the one that made him who he was. And it's funny because they lean into it in terms of what makes him, like, that's what, how they talk about that in the writing, like, she's the best thing that ever happened to me or whatever, if it wasn't for her. But it's just so empty because he kills her accent. It's so stupid. And you, like you said, so right away you kind of go, oh, I know what we're in for. But here's what was annoying. They did that. But then all of a sudden the movie got really grounded for a few minutes, for like 30 minutes. I was like, this is great. I mean, the daughter by the way, he had his own family in it, which added to that grounding, which I was totally okay with. I was like, this is great because it's adding, and it's got a little substance to it. And so I was like, all right, well, maybe it'll come back. And then it doesn't. But so I guess here's what I was going to say. I went into this with low expectations. And I told you this like a month ago. I said, I think my expectations are so low that they really can't disappoint me. And then the first part of the movie, after that opening scene, they got my juices flowing, and they did a lot of great stuff. And then they made some crazy decisions. And I think I told you, well, you asked me on one of our previous podcasts, you said, do you think they're divorced and he's trying to get his wife back? And I said, God, I hope not, because they've had 30 years to get this right. And that would be so lazy of a plot. And this was almost just as lazy. And so I think my idea was way better.
Your idea would have been better because she'd still be alive. And it would ties to what you said. Like, she's such a bigger part of the story than they gave her credit for. I think you're 100% right. But so you got me started thinking about that. So now, by the way, you're just giving me more anger by the minute because I didn't think about that. Here's what so that was annoying, which is a new thing that you just brought up. LIV over the top, the cartoonish, whatever, that whole storyline, just over the top. But also the whole Shooter McGavin is in the loony bin. I just hated it. I hated it.
Oh, see, I didn't.
I thought that
was funny.
Yeah,
Here,
I think there's but like you said, I think it's because pause it. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta fix my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi's fucked. Hold on.
All right, so like I understand what they were going for, and I think and this is the point I think I'm trying to make because you brought it up, and I think it's spot on. The first movie was so successful because it was outrageous, but it was grounded, and they totally pulled it off. They could have absolutely done that in this movie. And they chose not to.
And all they had to do was just
after the first half.
All they had to do was just have a rematch of Shooter and Happy, and that would have been fine. If they would have went that route, that would have been just fine.
Or I like the idea of bringing them together, but it was the way that it happened was so cartoonish. And like you said, okay, so maybe Shooter McGavin snaps, but he doesn't need to be in the loony bin. He could just be in a therapy session where he's got anger management classes. Something that's not so. Everything they did was just so big and over the top that and this is, I guess, this is the risk with every sequel. You ruin the legacy of the first one. And that was the big fear is like, I mean, I might be over dramatic here because I don't think anyone really cares. But to me, it was like, don't make it then. No. And for half of it, I was like, they're doing it. It's okay. And not that I expected it to be better or as good or any of that, but I'm just like, they're not going to do the thing that a lot of people do with sequels. And he got so close, and then it just completely unraveled. Now, let's get into the cameos, because a lot of people are loving the cameos. Love the cameos, right? So many cameos. I have two major problems with them.
They relied on it way too heavy.
Number one is the people who really grew up with this movie are my age. I didn't know who 3 to 4 of those people were. So they're not cameos to me until you were like, that's Bad Bunny, which I don't even listen. I know the name, but I don't listen to him. I don't know anything about him.
I only know him just from
the
seeing
other
him.
guy. Right. His sidekick, whoever that guy was that was randomly coming in. I don't know who that is. Like Domingo, something like that. I don't know who that is. Is that another artist? I don't know. Our daughter was talking about somebody named Domingo. Okay. So I don't know who that is. And then you have people who even above me, because our parents are the ones that actually watched Happy Gilmore when they were like 30 something. That's how long ago this movie came out. And so like you're dropping in people like Post Malone and whatever. And our dad knows who he is only because he's kind of one of those weird guys who pays attention to socials. But I'm pretty sure our mom would not know who. Seeing Post Malone, probably wouldn't know who that is. So it was a weird route to take.
If you watch sports, you're gonna know who Post Malone is just because Bud Light commercials and shit like that. And he's pretty. I mean, he's fucking huge. But I'll say this: his role and Travis Kelce's role were like, there was a few people that were just like, why the fuck are you even in this movie? And they obviously just put him in there to just get people to be like, oh, that's Post Malone and that's fucking Travis Kelce, which And like you said, they tripled down on it. Which again, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer because I know that's what people are going to like. You boomer. My point is that it seemed like you said like it was just they were just there to do it, and they had so many because every golfer in the freaking top 50 was in this movie on both sides, and so you were trying to squeeze in all these people. And again, to go back, and then the last thing I'll say is everybody. Well, not about it. That's a dramatic statement. A lot of people are loving the cameo. Didn't care for it.
I hated it. I could care less. Just leave it out. You're ruining the legacy of the original actor and that entire character.
Well, what they did to Chubbs? They make his son a fat dumb idiot with
I don't know why he has a wooden arm either. I don't know why. Yeah. Everything was just so over the top and then but like again they had all the right foundational concepts to like pull it off, like all the nostalgia. I was fine with a lot of the nostalgia. That's a totally fine route to take. And then you just blew it, dude. So I guess when we first started watching it, I was like, I'll give it a 3. And as the days gone along, I just get more and more like, you should have just left this alone. Like you should do with most of these. Yeah. So I'm down to a 2.7. I can't give it a 3.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna down to a 2. Yeah, because even like the third act of the first one, where the competition between Happy and Shooter becomes actually kind of intense, and you kind of want to see.
It's real golf.
Yeah. It is. I have a couple fun facts about that too, but. Yeah, the competition is actually intense, and you're rooting for a winner. And by the end of this one, you're like, I don't fucking care. Just end the fucking movie. Like, I don't, And
there's barely any. And you're right. And there's barely any golf in this movie. There's not a lot of golf in this movie.
Well, like real, yeah.
Like totally. Real golf, which is what made the original, and that's what makes it so funny. You got all these big name golfers, and there's no real golf in it. It was a very bizarre route to take after the first half, but that's all the negatives. There was some cameos that I thought were good. I loved that they brought so many of the original cast members back. That's incredible.
The tour manager.
They got.
Dude, everybody.
The tour manager, yep.
It was also sad because everyone just looked so old. Even Adam Sandler looked so fucking old, and you're just like, God, it was kind of sad. And everybody was dead. You're just like, all right, is this a fucking? It was kind of just a eulogy.
It really was, man. It really, really was.
But yeah, I hated Chubb Son's character. I hated Eminem's character. Ben Stiller's character.
I didn't understand the. Yeah, Ben Stiller's character was extra cartoony than the original one. Again, everything was just over the top.
Yeah, I did like how they like set him up at the end. I thought that was cool, kind of. I guess whatever, but yeah, I don't know. There's just so many directions. Like they could have had Happy Gilmore be the one who like created Live Golf because that was like his style of golf. I don't know. There were so many simple plots they could have done, or like I said, they could have had Shooter, be like you said in therapy or something and come out of retirement, or have them both come out of retirement and then just like face off or something. That would have been fucking fun. That would have been awesome. And fuck, I lost my other point. God damn it. There was one missed opportunity too, where Happy goes to find his old golf clubs. And if you've seen John Wick, if you've seen the movie John Wick, in that movie he comes out of retirement to be an assassin again, and he has to go dig up his old guns, and he goes into his basement and he takes a sledgehammer and he's like breaking through the concrete to get to his old pistols. It would have been top tier scene if they would have done that same, just parodied that and had Happy go into the basement and dig up his old that was such a missed opportunity to me, and it was right fucking there. And also, I don't even think it was the same house as Grandma's house. It didn't look the same to me.
No, he lost Grandma's house. That was the whole point.
Not in the original.
No.
I'm saying it's not the same physical house. They didn't film the same house. They built this new house. It didn't look the same. It was a set piece.
Well, when he went to get his clubs, though, he was already in his apartment. Or he was not in his apartment. He was already
No, I understand, but I'm saying the shots of in the beginning, that wasn't his grandma's house. It was a completely different house.
Right. In Waterbury.
Yeah. And I thought that was kind of weird. It's like just so I don't know. Small gripe, and if you think we're fucking overanalyzing this movie, we are, but that's the goddamn show, baby. That's what we have to do. So do I really care? No, I don't fucking care.
Well, you brought up that you made the sequel, so you open yourself. Now, here's the thing: nobody cares. This is the biggest movie to open on Netflix in history of the streaming platform. So,
right.
He's doing just fine, and it doesn't change anything about my love for Adam Sandler or the original or whatever. It's just that it did exactly what you would expect a sequel that's trying too hard to do, and I keep coming back to you had so much time that you could have really put in the work, and it's just you just decided to take all these weird routes and make weird decisions. And so I mean, I think in time people will think the same way we are in time. I think right now the nostalgia, and I mean there was a lot of good comedy in the beginning parts, so at first it was like, okay, this is great, it was going really well, so.
Yeah, I mean, John Daly was great, and how he just kept referring to him as John Daly, and he was just like, make sure you feed John Daly. And also, John Daly's haircut is insane. He has a short.
It hasn't changed in 30 years.
No, but didn't he have a longer mullet back in the day? Like he has just short crew cut on top, and then a giant ZZ Top beard on the bottom. It looks fucking.
Yeah, I mean his mullet has migrated to the front of his face now.
Yeah, he has George Clooney on top, combed down, and then he has a giant beard. But he's fucking so funny. And also the actors who played his boys, they were fucking hilarious. I really enjoyed all their scenes.
Yeah.
Just being hyper aggressive and aggro. I liked all that. But yeah, I didn't.
Yep.
Making
I like that.
Happy just a shell of himself. I just didn't like. And then there was no redemption arc really for him. Like even by the end of it, I was like,
no.
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't see that. So yeah, it the first half great, but and everything now it seems like is so commercialized, and everything is just made for clips now and reels, and so they got all that for sure. But yeah,
you know what? I gotta say, dude. This is what we were just brought back down to earth, because the last movie we saw was the total opposite of that, right? We saw Eddington, which is the total not commercialized. It was a movie with a point, and it was excellent, and it was a film, and this is all the opposite of that. This is nostalgia. This is make a movie to make money. It is to take advantage of topical times like LIV, all that stuff.
Or they could have done the waste management golf tournament type shit.
There's so many things they could have done, dude. So many.
Could have done that.
One last thing. and again, we are picking it apart, but one of the other things that made the original so good was all these kooky characters that weren't celebrities. So like I know you liked the Bad Bunny character, which is fine. I don't have anything against it. But we're starting to do this thing now where we don't let actual actors go do what they do. So we're just putting now they're using, me and you were talking about this with like Lion King and like the animated movies. They're like, we're just gonna pick Beyonce. Like, why? Like, we're just putting whoever in these things because to your point, it gets clicks, it goes viral, becomes trendy, it becomes retweetable. But all of his characters, all the quirky characters from the first one were no-namers.
Yeah.
They're all people he knew. So.
Well, dude, his caddy, the homeless caddy from the original, that's one of his oldest friends. And he wasn't in
real life?
Yeah, unless I missed it. He wasn't in this movie at all.
What do you mean? Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the blonde caddy, the real caddy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't in this movie.
How the fuck is he not in it?
And Rob Schneider made a tiny appearance, but not much. Yeah, and that's the point is, and I gotta wonder if they were kind of like, we don't want to do it, or something, because they're like, we just don't want to. I mean, but again, we are 100% picking this thing apart. There were laughable moments, but on the whole, it's a 2.7, and by the time history dates me, I'll probably put it at a 2.5, and that'll be where it stops. But
I gotta bump mine back up just because I forgot Margaret Qualley's in it, so I gotta bump it back up.
Back up to it.
Back up.
Well, I will say this: that scene with those three was probably one of the funnier parts of the movie.
Yeah. I agree.
Which, surprise, surprise, you take three actors who are not trying to be over the top. They were they were kind of a little over the top, but not really.
Right.
I thought that was really funny, and probably because there was actual golf in there, which is what the movie's about. But there was some definite, our jaws were kind of smiling, when he passed out on the golf cart and just launched into the other golf cart because he was passed out. There was some pretty funny stuff. So yeah, it wasn't all bad guys. But you just go in with that expectation that it's gonna fizzle out. That's how I would actually state it. It was like a meteor. It started hella bright and then just went and just disappeared. Oh man, but yeah, Margaret Qualley brings it back up for you, back to a 2.9.
Oh, does she bring me up, brother?
Gross.
The other thing that was interesting. You could have let it just slide under the radar. The other thing, this movie had 47 million streams. And you just look at that and you go, how is this not put into theaters, and how much money it would have made in theaters? And that's how much money Netflix makes. And I was having a discussion with my sister because I told her that Netflix is not profitable and does not make any money. Right. They make a lot of money. They make $36 billion a year.
36 billion? Is that what you said?
I think that was the figure.
Billion.
Yeah.
No, that can't be right. There's no way. 36 billion.
Look it up.
That's insane.
I know, but I'm pretty sure that's the figure. And they spend 18 billion on what was it? They spend 18 billion on content. So maybe they profit 18 billion.
Revenue for 12 months was 40 billion. Yes, revenue.
Okay. So yeah, cost is about 18.
Your profit is going to be you're going to be quite a bit lower than that. But yeah.
Either way,
still crazy. That's insane. And where are they getting the money from?
Just subscriptions.
No one knows.
It's all there's like 250 million subscribers. Oh.
At $19 a month?
Yeah, that's a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
Well, and they have ads.
Like that math isn't mathing.
Carly brought that up too. They have ads on the lower base model, so you got to factor that shit in.
Who's paying for ads?
People who don't want to pay $20 a month. So you pay
$8. They're still paying $8, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I do that with Hulu and HBO. I'll pay for the ads because I'm not trying to fucking.
How many? Right. Yeah. How many subscribers did you say there were?
I think it was 227
240 million.
247
million.
Yeah.
No. I was asking you.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, that's 4. I don't know. It's giving me some crazy numbers. 4.3 billion. That's 4.3 billion? Wait, that doesn't matter. All right, let's move on.
I think it might be a lot more than that.
No, actually, that's right. 4.4 billion plus 12 times 12 months. Times 12 months. That's what I was missing. So it's 4.1 times 12 brings you to 49. Yeah. That tracks. That math is mathing. Anyway, that math is mathing. I think that's enough said about that. I I I won't watch it again. Let's put it that way.
No.
And maybe that's the best way to evaluate it. Is like I would never put that on again.
I think it's safe to say no one will ever watch it again. Who's rewatching that?
I would agree.
It might be the only movie to have 50 million views and then not another single view again after it.
Like I said, it's a meteor, dude.
There's a lot of movies I don't have to see again. So what do you think he does now?
Yeah.
Are we going to do Billy Madison 2? Are we going to do... You could do Longest Yard 2. That might be
well.
sick.
Now I will say this. Now I'm afraid that with the success of the streaming, he's going to keep doing this stupid shit, which I really hope he doesn't.
I don't know.
Which is weird, right? Because a lot of people are saying it's way more mixed reviews than I would have thought. Like, to be honest, it's so over the top that I feel like people are just like not really realizing how dumb the second half of this movie was. And so I'm like interested to see how it I don't know. We'll see.
Well, a lot of those people are probably younger crowd who haven't seen the first one. And then you put in all the flair.
Don't know what good movies are.
Yeah, 100%. And then you throw in the flair. I mean, because people just need shiny objects to look at now. That's all we do. We're like fucking fish. We just see something shiny and we clap like seals. And so you see Post Malone doing. He wasn't even funny. You just go, people go, it's Post Malone. That's a funny clip. It's like, no, it's not. It's just Post Malone. And I'll say Travis Kelce's pretty good, pretty decent. Not like it wasn't terrible. I'll tell you what terrible is later, but yeah, it's like for people just to be like, oh, it's Travis Kelce, and you're like, yeah, but who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Like,
it's dumb. Yeah,
they did put The Weeknd's hair on Adam Sandler, but they didn't include The Weeknd. That would have got me going, but they just put him in The Weeknd's costume at the very beginning. But you couldn't see the hair because the subtitles were still playing.
I was like, yeah, how did I miss that?
Mike Wazowski. The subtitles, Mike Wazowski.
You got Wazowski. I know, that was so funny. You're like, turn the subtitles off.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on because I feel like we've already given this. I'm getting more angry the more we talk about it. So let's go to what stinks
I hate
besides this movie. What's next?
IKEA furniture.
What you got for me this week, dog?
I gotta go IKEA furniture. Well, I gotta say this. I ordered the furniture online just for pickup, and they have this easy just loading spot where you just pull up. You don't have to go through the whole rigmarole and the whole entire maze. So we just pulled up, and they pulled everything out immediately. This dresser put together weighs about 20 pounds, but in the boxes it weighs 300 pounds. I don't understand what that is. I can pick this dresser up whole. The entire thing, I could pick it up whole. The boxes were 50 million pounds. It was crazy. But yeah, I put it all together myself. And the whole thing is, I've learned, which is pretty true of life, is just to not get pissed off and remain as calm as you can. Because if you start to freak out, you're going to lose screws. You're going to lose pieces. And so I'm very proud of the fact that I just remain calm. I read the cartoon illustrations of putting it together. Talk about fucking lazy. Some words, a little bit of words, not a lot of words, need a little bit of words on the directions. It's a fucking
yeah.
It's a picture book. It's crazy. And sometimes
they're actually daring you to put it together.
And then and then they do this thing where they like zoom in on like the smaller pieces, and it still doesn't show. Like, it's still not good enough, and that's like their attempt. I
don't know what that is.
Yeah, but it's their attempt at being like, oh, we're trying. We're zoomed in on it. It's like, I still don't know what the fuck that I'm looking at here. So 2 pieces of furniture took me about 5 hours, maybe less, 4 hours. So I'm pretty proud of that I never had a freak out moment. I didn't crash out, as the kids say. There was no crash outs.
Yeah, as the kids say.
But I did.
Yes.
I finished the dresser, and then I was putting my clothes in it, and the middle drawer face completely ripped off because
you didn't tighten. You didn't tighten it down?
There was 2 screws I did not tighten down, and so I went to open it, just the whole thing completely came apart. But
oh my god,
it's fixed.
See, again, that would have been a Wes Anderson moment. Love it.
Well, and I was looking at. I had extra pieces at the end, and I was like, that seems like kind of a lot. But I was like, oh, well, threw it in the trash.
That's never that's never what you want, is
so
extra pieces. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, so I had to go fish those out. but it's good now. It's all good. Other thing too is I can't open. It has a built-in child lock where you can't open multiple drawers at the same time. Only one drawer at a time, which is fine. I don't need.
Did you buy a child's dresser?
Well,
what did you buy? I've never heard of this.
So IKEA has they're very serious about their furniture toppling over. And matter of fact, all their furniture they almost they try and require you to anchor it to the wall. They leave spaces so you
which
can
no
anchor
one
it.
does.
No, but they wasted my fucking time installing those pieces because you don't realize that you're installing the wall. Well, I don't realize that I'm installing the wall anchor. So that took up like fucking 20 more minutes. And then after you install it, you go, oh, this is the fucking wall anchor. I'm not even using that. And then you can just move on to the next thing. But even when I was checking out, they had me.
Man.
When I was checking out online, they had me check a box saying that I was going to install the wall anchor. And they wouldn't let you check out without clicking that box, which, I mean, you know, I don't know if the fucking IKEA police are going to come by and inspect my shit, but I don't think so. They're all the way in Finland, Holland, wherever the fuck they're from. Switzerland, Sweden? I don't know. But I think I got one of the...
I think they're Swedish. Yeah,
Okay.
Swedish.
Well, they are very serious about things toppling over. And I get it. It's nice, but like at least give me the fucking option, or at least say with words on the directions that what you're installing right now is the goddamn wall anchor and nothing prevalent to what you actually need to be fucking installing. So...
No, they want that thing in there so you can't sue them. Yeah.
Who the fuck is attaching their dresser to the wall?
I mean, unless you run a daycare or you have toddlers. Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody.
So, but I gotta say, I finished it all with limited help from my Airbnb, the owner of the Airbnb, and he's pretty handy. So with limited help, I feel pretty good about it, and it was pretty rewarding. I gotta say, even though it's like it's not very easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not very easy. It fucking sucks. But I refuse to pay an extra $50 to have some fucking guy install it in front of me and then completely emasculate me totally. It was hard work put in today, and I'm very proud of it. And it will all fall apart in 2 weeks. Or by the next time I have to move, it will completely disintegrate.
So the funny part about all this is Christian is, as many of you probably can tell by just our general appearance, is several years behind me in age and life experience. So all these things he's talking about, I've lived many, many times. So I'm an IKEA expert at this point. I don't even need the pictures. I can just put it together without the instructions.
You're fucking crazy. No, you can't. No, you can't. We're going to put that to the fucking test.
It's like they give you the same. They give you, I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating, but they give you the same pieces for every piece of furniture. So, you know, okay, all right, the wood dowels go here. These little spinny metal things go here. You turn that clockwise. You put that in. Yep. Then you bang in with the rubber mallet. You bang in the metal anchors. You know, those got to go in. Like it's the same shit. I've done this about 5,000 times. So, but right. I totally hear you. Yeah, and
Dude,
but it is funny because, well, I was gonna say you're right, totally right about the furniture. It's so heavy in the boxes, and then you put it together, and you're just like, is this thing gonna hold?
Every step where it's just the wood pegs, you go, oh, thank God, I got this. That's my favorite part. When it's just the wood pegs, you go, oh, I know exactly what to do with these. No problem. I got this. No, you are kind of right. They are all pretty much all the same pieces. You pretty much put it together.
It's the same pieces. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And you know what I struggle with more than anything else with the illustrations? It's not the like which hardware goes where. It's even though the diagrams are god awful, like you said. You're like, is that the letter I or is that a wooden dowel? I don't know what I'm looking at, dude. It's like, and it's so bad.
All the pieces that I got weren't labeled, and I thought usually they're labeled with like a letter, but none of my pieces were labeled today.
Sometimes.
Okay, I love that. Sometimes. It depends. So,
dude, I mean, I'm at least on I probably put together 22 to 23 IKEA pieces in my lifetime. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it has it. Depends on what you're doing. Yeah,
doggy, that's like 3 tours in Iraq.
I'm telling you, man.
You should have a Purple Heart by now.
I've been through it.
Well, and I literally.
Just a blue and yellow one. Yeah. Man, that's so good.
I mean, Jesus Christ, give me a fucking plate of meatballs or something with this goddamn thing. Give me a snack, dude. something to nourish me. So, yeah, the entire thing will fall apart, but I am pretty proud of it now. But Yeah, still a couple things left to do with the room, but
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty much all done. So
Well,
it's a
I
long
love it.
fucking day. But
I'm happy that you're on. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're lagging. It's okay. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah. What stinks this week for you?
So for me, it's something that I wanted to get to last week, but we didn't get time, and so I'm happy to talk about it this week because it's been
Gilmore.
bugging me. And I have a few things, but I'm only going to start with the one. We'll see what time allows. We're going to play a game. I'm going to read off a list of words / names, and we're going to see if you can tell me by the end of this list what I'm talking about. Are you ready?
Okay, this sounds like CIA training, where they just show you a bunch of random images, and they go, "How does that make you feel?"
It is kind of like that, except I'm not going to ask for your feelings. I just want to know if these stand out. All right, here we go. Don't interrupt. I'm going to read them all. And then at the end, I want you to see if you can tell me what I'm talking about. All right, here we go.
Check.
So RHO. First one is RHO. That's the first term. Second term, RsMen. Third term, EPC-157. Fourth term, Eno Sups. Fifth term, T Hero. Sixth term, Rise. RYZE. Fourth one, Onnit. ONNIT. And the last one, Sculpt. SCULPT. Do you know what this list is?
Supplements.
Yeah. So that is 8 different supplement companies that are trying to get me to subscribe to their stuff. That is, I found, on my feed in the last 60 seconds. That is how much I am being advertised. All of them are, what stinks this week is, based on the amount of ads I'm getting in supplements for my testosterone, my overall health, my liver, my mental focus. If you didn't know any better, I can't even believe I'm walking around. You would think that I'm dead with the amount of supplements that they think I need to function. And it's crazy because part of me at 42 years old does feel like I need something, but I don't even know where to begin because I got a list of 74 things here, and they all do different stuff, or they all tell you that it's going to do this or that, and there's obviously each one of them is $56 a month for just for 1 month supply of whatever this crap is. It's insane. So my response, I think, is I'm just not going to do it, and I'm going to do what they did in the 50s. I'm just going to drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes and just live to 100.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what else to do.
That's the way to go. I mean, well, I don't know. Men's multivitamin, that might be the way to go. Just one, though. Not a whole bunch.
Which I already take.
Dude, do you know the amount of ads I get for Blue Chew and 4 Hims and erectile dysfunction? I'm like, how bad do they think my dick doesn't work? I don't understand. I've never even looked into these types of things. I've never even been on the website.
Well, I don't know, because they're definitely hitting your algorithm for something.
Well, I think it's because of all the podcasts that I consume. Those are all daily ads on all those podcasts. That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, they think my dick is shriveled and just pathetic. It's crazy. Like, no, I'm good. We're all good here. Yeah, dude. They're not only that, but now
thank God I actually don't have. We're lagging something extreme today.
Yeah, we keep lagging.
Stinks.
I can hear you. Yeah, it's not good. Is it even still, because it went back to my?
Yeah, we're recording. It's
hotspot.
just lagging.
All right, I gotta turn off my hotspot somehow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this real quick.
Okay, we can cut it up, or the AI can cut it up.
All right, we are back.
Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Yeah, listen, it's the new studio, dude.
The new Airbnb.
We gotta work out the kinks. It's the new Airbnb. We gotta work out the kinks. It's what it is, and we'll get that done. But yeah, the supplement thing is just it's.
It sounds better now, and you're.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing and what's crazy is I actually take creatine and protein powder and all that stuff, but I don't get any ads for any of that shit. It's all dick pills and hair loss. The other thing, too, a lot of hair loss. And now they're selling Ozempic through 4hims.com. You can get the fucking Ozempic shots now through them. It's nuts. Well, I take it back. My hair might be thinning a little bit. So I might have to look into that. But yeah, as far as everything else, it's strange. But I guess like I don't know, everybody's on testosterone now the second they turn 35.
Well, and I mean that is the thing is, it's my age, and it's I've obviously looked at something in an article or something, and so that it's picking all that up. Oh, here's another one. This is my favorite one of all the different. I didn't even list this one on the first time around. Bucked up, as in like the deer. Bucked up, and it's just here. I'll just show you guys. And this is the ad. You can see it's probably made with real bits of buck, so you know it's good.
It should be. Well, and what's crazy is too, like if you used to buy ED pills back in the day, they used to sell them in a gas. It used to be so quiet and shameful where you'd go, like I haven't, but you'd see those like giant rhino dick pills at the counter next to like the 5-Hour Energy, and then like Cialis.
They're still there.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And like Cialis and Viagra were just like commercials you'd see every now and then, but like no one was proud to have dick problems. And now my entire generation has no issue being like, yeah, I take Blue Chew all the time. And on top of that, they don't even take Blue Chew because they need it. They just take it because it gives you an extra fucking boost. So they don't even have ED. They're just taking it because, it gives you it's performance enhancing drugs. We're in the steroid era of sex. We are deep in the steroid era. We are in the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds home run race for dick problems with my generation. It's pretty crazy.
My God.
But like, yeah, you could ask like anybody, like, yeah, they'll be like, yeah, I take Blue Chew, and you're like, all right, well, okay, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, maybe the people you're hanging around, no one I talk to talks about that,
age.
but I get, yeah.
They
Which is funny because the people your age shouldn't need it at all.
That's what I'm saying.
You would think it'd be people closer to my age. Yeah,
they're using it recreationally. They're not using it for prescription.
They're having parties with Blue Chew. They're having Blue Chew parties.
I swear, dude.
Everyone with a different shade of blue.
Yeah, because I've had people. I'm like, do you need it? And they're like, no, it helps you. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm all natty, baby. I'm Ken Griffey. I'm Griffey Jr. out here, dude.
God, dude. They're literally, instead of having the whiteout parties like P. Diddy, it's just a Blue Chew party. It's just everyone's blued out. Everyone's coming dressed like Smurfs, dude.
Everyone is hard all the time. They're just constantly hard.
That's how you get into the party.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you
this has
too.
gone off the rails.
If you let's like Happy Gilmore too. If you throw an ad in my face. If you throw an ad in my face enough times, I'm gonna do it. So the clock is ticking until I fucking give this for a ride.
Well, actually, and thanks for saying that, because that was the point of my What Stinks This Week segment. Is actually I'm trying to find something that's going to help me with my energy levels, because I am trying to exercise, and dieting is hard. Not that I eat really poorly, but I also, if you think that I'm turning 42 and I'm just going to eat salads, you're just mistaken. I'm just not going to do it. So I'm trying to limit the amount of carbs and stuff I eat, but there's nothing that I can do. And this is really the truth. Now we're getting into big facts here. Like, your testosterone does drop. I mean, that's pretty scientifically proven the moment you hit 30, and then it just gets worse from there. And you hit 40, it's even worse. But, there's just there's only so much exercising and, eating right that you can really do. So, yeah, it would be helpful if there was something that would help me boost my energy levels. So, like you said, at some point, I'm going to purchase one of these. It's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. And that's what stinks this week. I could tell you it's probably not going to be Sculpt Nation. It's not going to be, maybe I'll do Bucked Up. I like the sound of that a lot better.
Bucked Up.
It ain't going to be
like
BPC 157. It does sound like a good time. Marsmen is the leader right now. Marsmen is the leader, but there's it's go check it out. It's got a bunch of stuff in it that, people are talking about, Sheila Jeet and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think there's ashwagandha in it too. It's like an all-in-one.
Oh, we love the ashwagandha. Yeah, it's strange. There has to be obviously a reason for the drop in overall T levels, I would say, in yours and mine's generation, because you had people like Burt Reynolds back in the day. Like, something's going on. Something in the water, because...
now, to be fair, I do want to say this. Sorry to cut you off. We have a lag, it's just driving me crazy. But I have not gotten my T levels tested. I'm assuming that that's just what's going on, because I'm tired way more than I should be, at least in my head.
Yeah.
But this is total projection by me. I have no idea, and I'm not paying some guy in a van or wherever. I'm not sending my data in to get my T levels tested. Maybe I can do it at Kaiser Permanente. I don't know.
And like, dude, you look at people like Tom Selleck. That man, he never lost a T. He never lost a single T in his entire life.
Dude, I mean, not to get too crazy here. I mean, we got people that, like my kids that might listen to this, but I'm like, there's parts of me that I'm like, I don't think I have a T level problem. But the energy part, yeah, I'm struggling. You know, I'm tired.
Yeah, and
Maybe
it's
just
like
stress. I don't know.
Also, it's like, how much caffeine can you really consume? You know, after a while, you're just
it depends.
Like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm ripping.
Oh, speaking of
2 cold brews and a Red Bull a day. Sometimes it's bad.
Definitely like a cold brew. Okay, one more thing, because then we'll run out of time. This was my other what stinks this week, and it kind of is a dovetail into this supplement thing in a weird way. You just said Jesus Christ. Let's talk about him. So the other thing that's happening,
Please,
on my Facebook is Christian business entrepreneur leveraging the Christian faith for anything and everything to promote their own business. I mean, anything from, daily scripture journals to here's a Bible reading plan that helps you get in touch with your true, your true man, as far as a Christian man, and like you're bringing that, your responsibility or as a man in that faith. I mean, there's about 5 to 6 different things where they're selling me stuff as a Christian on their marketing to me, and I just go, we're just really selling everything now, aren't we?
Yeah,
everything is a business.
It's all
everything's a business. Everyone's I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you do. They're all trying to get in my pockets.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. It's a scheme. It's a scam.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a Phoenician scheme.
It's yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's and like the Christian influencers too. I won't go into names because I don't want to fucking upset anybody. But there's a couple of those out there too that really like to go hard into that, and you're just like, all right, like I get it. And then when you're like selling ad content too, you're just like, but I get it. I mean, if that's your job, it's your job. Some people are there's obviously some people that have good intentions, and other people that are mostly probably just faking it and using it for their own financial gain.
I mean, and this is the point of why I brought it up. There is, I mean, any entrepreneur, take the Christian or religion, any religion out of it, whatever, just take that up to the side. When you are I did this about a year and a half ago. I went through a whole entrepreneurial program, and I was starting an online business, and I was going to do this. And what they really teach you is, and this is totally fine, by the way, is if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to figure out what is it that you can bring value to the masses with. You have to provide a service, right? You have to provide a service or a product that is going to enhance, improve, or do something to the consumer's lives. That's just basic economics. So there's nothing wrong with that inherent, like, I'm trying to provide you a value or a service. That's just business. Right. And so on that side of it, I go, okay, so if you want to lean into your faith and you think there's an opportunity there to run a business based on your faith, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. So I'm not here to say like, oh, that's sacrilegious or anything. What I am saying is I am so exhausted of being constantly sold something 24/7 that I just, now that I'm being sold my own faith, I'm just like, all right, I'm tired. I'm just like, I can't take it anymore. And so now it's like, I'm trying, this is why you got to get off social media to begin with, but here we are running a podcast. So let's just listen to podcasts, and YouTube, but you don't need to be doom scrolling through TikTok and Facebook like that, and all that.
A video of that famous preacher, the mega church preacher, when he was talking about his private jet and why he needs it in that whole interview, and you're just like, yeah, you're a fucking scumbag, like, so yeah. But that's
and I mean, they're all it's all like we're being sold so much.
Every single thing,
it's crazy.
It's just the amount of money we spend. We're constantly always just spending money all the time. We're just spending money.
And I'm here trying hard not to. I'm so glad you said this, dude, because I am literally right now, I have been pushing away spending. Like
Right.
there are so many things that I want to spend money on. I want to buy a new golf bag. I want to buy new golf wedges. I want to buy, there's like so many things. And Jamie and my wife too, like there's anytime when we're just like, we're trying not to spend, where it's like she needs new clothes because, she tries not to buy herself new clothes a lot or whatever. We try so hard not to spend money. And it is like a full-time job trying not to spend it. And then somehow I end up feeling like I'm being cheap. If you listen to some of our podcasts a few episodes back, you'll hear my entire rant on trying to replace a cell phone, and that's because I'm trying not to spend money.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
It's tough. It's tough. But what can you do, baby? That's why we go to the movies to watch pretty shitty movies and then get disappointed and have to talk about it on a podcast.
Discount Tuesdays. We know when.
I would like to know what we're going to do next week. What are we thinking? Because there's a couple things. We have Together, the horror movie, coming out, and I think maybe Weapons is coming out. Let me see. August 8th. Weapons is August 8th. I think Together is already out, and I know that was one that Jordan really wants to see too.
It is out.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I think
next week. Sorry. Go ahead.
Nope. Anytime I stop speaking, you speak.
That's the problem is I don't know when you're stopping.
I know. Right?
So yeah, So Together is this upcoming week because if the other one doesn't come out till the 8th, well, that's the following week. So yeah, so we'll be seeing Together on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna abandon Blockbuster Summer, guys, because I don't want to see Fantastic Four. So we had a good run. Blockbuster Summer had a one movie run, and it's officially over. We're done with Blockbuster Summer, guys. We're moving on to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I think we could definitely come up with a niche on like we're going to talk about movies that you should see, hopefully. Things that don't get the hype that they probably should get potentially, like Eddington, for example. I'll have a Blockbuster teaser because I'm going to see on Friday. I'm going to see I Know What You Did Last Summer with the kids. So,
boy, Jerry,
and you want to hear something funny about that? So that came out about a week and a half ago. It feels like maybe 2 weeks at most. And by this Friday, it will be already out of almost every theater. It had a 3. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It literally had like a 3-week run. Because the girls, my kids, have been waiting to see it, and they've been at their mom's, so they're coming back here, and we're going to go see it with their older sister and Jamie. And so they text me and said, "Dad, can we go see that movie this week?" I said, "Yeah, let me pull up the tickets." And I go, "It's not playing anywhere on Friday. What's going on?" And so Jamie goes, "I think it is. You just got to wait till they release more times." So I go back into the app on Tuesday, and it's only playing like all the major theaters. It's out. The only theater that still has it is in Roseville, like in a mall, like super far away in a teeny tiny theater. So we are going to be able to squeeze it out, but that's how long that movie stayed in. 3 weeks basically, and they were like, "Yeah, we're done. We're done with that." So it must not be doing that well, which no surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah, it's literally like a month or two tops, dude. That's all you get for even the biggest, blockbusters. Like Superman, probably another month. That's on streaming. Like they really don't waste any time. As soon as that thing stops making money, they fucking pull it. But sad.
Well, especially in Blockbuster Summer because there's so many new ones coming out. They're just jam packing them, so it's not good timing. Also,
all the best movies this year will not be any of those movies. Not even close. If I had to guess,
probably not.
Because Eddington,
I don't know. Said in the last episode, right now Eddington is leading the pack.
Yeah, man, what a film! I want to rewatch that again just to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, absolutely. Go take a look at our review. Our review, guys. We should probably wrap this up because the Christian's Wi-Fi needs a reboot.
Yeah, we're really fighting here.
This is like trying to make it through the second half of Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So hopefully he gets that fixed by. We got the mic fixed this episode. The mic was a problem in the previous episode. Shout out to the TikTok followers who called that out. Thank you. But so maybe next week get your Wi-Fi booster going or something. But the reviews are up. I got our Eddington review is up. F1 is up. I'll probably do a what's the word? I can't even come up with a word.
Skim. Gloss over.
Blazing review. That's not scathing review of Happy Gilmore 2.
Hey, you glitched out and had a stroke at the same time. That was wild.
All right, guys. Don't forget to go to thescreengods.com. All of our socials are at the bottom. TikTok, IG, YouTube. and Facebook. We're everywhere, and can't wait to see you guys next week. And we'll talk about a movie that's not a crappy sequel. So,
All right, guys. Thank you as always. We'll see you next week. Peace.
See ya.